they recapped the Lana and Bobby Lashley angle from last week, and I don't always watch these recaps, but when I saw them mixing in clips of Total Divas and the two exchanging their vows, it took a real sick individual to cut this feature.
It took a real sick individual to come up with this storyline.
What an immoral company this is. They're literally like, they're showing clips of like of Lashley and Lana making out as the two, as they have the audio of their like wedding vows over top of Lashley's tongue going down Lana's throat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's great heat.
Yeah. They immediately cut. This was like jarring. They go to the new skillet open. And then, boom, we just cut to the ring, and Randy Orton and King Corbin are stomping down Rusev inside of the ring. And then Lashley appears on the screen in a bathrobe, and it's revealed that he's wearing Rusev's bathrobe because he's in Rusev's house, in Rusev's bedroom, and he climbs into the bed as Lana walks into the shot, gets into the bed with Lashley, and says that everything that they own is now in her name, and they no longer have a joint checking account, as she proceeds to remove her bra and presumably have sex with Bobby Lashley.
Presumably. Maybe they were just, cuddling or just talking. Maybe they just decided to talk. They also mentioned how Lashley said, like, oh, you probably should have sent all that money to your family back in Bulgaria rather than spending it on Lana.
Yeah, we have another babyface now who has monetary issues.
Oh, sure. I mean, throw it all in there. The cuckold thing, the money. I mean, how much more relatable can you make this guy?
I was waiting for this segment to end with Lashley announcing that he's going back to his OVW name.
Which was what?
Blaster Lashley.
Oh, ew. Nasty.
So that's how this segment ended. This is very much...
Oh my god. Rusev, like, they cut the Rusev, and like they tried to, like, obviously on the script is like, oh, Rusev has a puppy dog face. And that's what you saw from the actor here. Trying to, like, if you got mad at him for not running down the ramp last week, I don't know if you'd be too happy about this.
Yeah, it seemed like his challenge was trying to cry.
Yes. Or maybe he was like actively, thinking about his career.
So this story is pretty much the WCW, Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Elizabeth angle, where while Savage and Elizabeth were legitimately divorced, and Elizabeth got all of his money and was spending it with Ric Flair. Because we've added now the wrinkle here that Rusev is now, out of money?
Yeah, now that he is, yeah. I mean...
He's now just a poor WWE wrestler on TV.
Oh, this man has not only taken his wife, he's taken his life savings as well. Because all those things are physical possessions, of course, as we're instructed. So,
This would seem like you're admitting to fraud on national television, and I don't know if...
Why? Why is that fraud? She has it. She has the money, legally.
She has cut him out of his own joint checking account. Like, doesn't that require at the bare minimum a signature from Mr. Rusev?
You're talking about a reality where somebody could get fired in a ladder match, or somebody could, like, I don't know, be somebody's slave by losing a match, or custody of a child can be called up for grabs in a wrestling match as well. So I don't know if they really need to follow all those rules.
Maybe the judicial system is just lacking ladders.
Sure. Ladder matches, yeah. I mean, next time you get into a, fender bender ladder match.
Be all right. We're going to get Donald Trump, and we're going to get Nancy Pelosi. And you know what, Nancy? If you can grab the briefcase, then you know what? The Senate is going to have to rule in favor of you on these if the impeachment goes through.
Dude, sign me up. I'd pay like $9.99 for that.
There you go.
Yeah, man. This story, man, I don't know, dude. Like, it's just...
Are you surprised at all they decided to start with this as well?
No, not really. Not anymore. Because what else were you going to start off with on this show? Like, clearly, this was one of their big angles outside of the main event, Tyson Fury thing. What else did they have on this show?
I think they felt very high on this angle, that it was the most talked about thing last week, and they started it off immediately. And then we just went into the I guess the post-coital angle with Rusev having to react to this, and Orton and Corbin are laughing at him. It's literally like I was watching 3 12-year-olds in the schoolyard, and Rusev just starts, like, steam comes out of his ears, and he gets angry, and he just murders these two on the floor as the crowd chants for Rusev, and he delivers Machka kicks to both and then storms off. To do what? I have no idea. Maybe to go to his side job.
Between this angle,
and they're off Total Divas, so he's not even getting that check anymore. So,
oh yeah, no, it's
this
terrible.
Poor guy.
I feel bad. Don't you feel like he's more relatable now, John? You know, he lost his wife, he lost his money. He's probably gonna lose his job. So, you know, you probably want to cheer for him after this. Between like the cuckold thing, between the Shorty G angle, like, how did we get here in 2019?
You're just out of touch. You're out of touch. You don't understand what makes a babyface these days. You've got to have like humility as your defining trait, and you have to be beholden to your audience. I mean, that's what makes to me a great performer is you've got to feel, man, my life is so much better than this guy's. I want to spend money to watch this piece of garbage.
Like, we're talking about a man's ideas of how to make baby faces here, you know, by making them so sad, physically, you know, oftentimes, like, in terms of their relationships or financially, that you just feel bad for them and you want them to fire up. I mean, God, it's an attempt, but I see no other forms of media that are out there that are successful that are employing these very tactics.
Yeah. I would just love, like, this kind of, these ideas to have been installed in, say,
I'm not even thinking about Drake Maverick. There's another one.
No, I'm just imagining, like, this Vince McMahon in 1984. What would wrestling have become if he was...
Jeez.
You know what, Hulk? Andre's going to be with Linda. And this will set up WrestleMania. Because Linda's got your money, and you've got to work WrestleMania because the payoff is going to get you through the spring, or else you're broke.
And if you beat Andre, you get to have sex with your wife.
And then you're going to reveal that Andre is impotent.
Oh my. Who would be Shorty Gable in that era?
Danny Davis?
Sure.
Short D.
Short D. Okay.